Greetings, everyone. DFG here, Get in Flight. Hey, guys. Hope everyone is well in this, time of quarantine. For lack of well, it's not a lack of a better word. That is the new word: quarantine, hiding. You know what I'm saying? Staying away. But I have some things that Yah put on my heart to share to my sisters and brothers, Hebrew Israelites, and anyone else. If you want to listen, feel free to do so. But this message, guys, may come across as, angry or come across as mean spirited. But trust me when I tell you that it's not that. I'm maybe a little irritated because of the perception that this shamefulness has created for us. And I do use the word shame, and I will explain to you why. But I am irritated that this shame that this new narrative has created and has sucked a lot of you all into. And of course, those of you all who are resisting, all respect to you. And I trust that all love is going to be given unto you by Yah. Now, let me give you the word first, because there's nothing that I want to talk about that does not have the word from our historical book. They call the Bible. Some of you call the Bible. I used to call the Bible, but our history book, the Hebrew Israelite history book. Let me give you some insight. I'm gonna start there, and then I'll take you the rest of the way based off the Rahuk and whatever the Rahuk gives me. Okay? But if you go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 9. This is the day that Yah came looking for Adam. Adam. And when he came to find us, he could not find us. And he had to call out. He said, Adam, Adam, where art thou? Where are you, Adam? And Adam said, here I am. He says, I'm naked, and I'm ashamed, and I'm hiding from you. And Yah told Adam, well, who told you that you were naked? And then Adam proceeded to say someone else told him, about something that he, should have not known, or should have known better. Let me say that way. In other words, he blamed it on someone else. We ain't going to get into who that was, because I don't think that's important today. But whatever that shame that he was confronted with for listening to someone else who did not trust, or, and be honest with you, who was disobedient. And I say disobedient because this individual had to have known what was right and what was wrong, because this individual conversated with Satan and told Satan what Yah had said, but succumbed to the temptation of all this knowledge, all this man wisdom, the knowledge from the earth. Wicked knowledge, not the knowledge from above. Because the knowledge from above was what Yah told Adam. The knowledge from beneath is what Satan told this individual. And so this individual convinced Adam, us, that he needed to do something that went against faith in Yah's word. And because he went against faith, then he followed his natural instinct, and that is, let me do what I'm told to do. In other words, let me find a way to hide my shame, my nakedness, because I'm afraid now. Now that's the foundational concept in which I'm going to build the rest of my message to you guys today. Covering of your face. When you cover your face, it's a form of hiding yourself. Because now when you look at your friend, your neighbor, you have to figure out how to identify now. And you add into that equation social distancing. Now you're creating a situation where you're hiding. We're hiding from one another. And who told us to do this? Dr. Fusi, the same guy who told us the mask had no impact, that it was a waste of time. Donald Trump, what's his name? Pence. Think about it, guys. That's where this came from. These are the wicked ones who planted seed in the wheat, put the weeds in the wheat, and overnight convinced everybody to take a stand around putting, not everyone, let me be corrected, many of you all to have to cover your face. Because if you don't cover your face, and here we go, you're going to feel ashamed. And don't tell me, if you go around with your face uncovered, tell me you're not having to fight off that wicked demonic spirit that makes you feel like you're doing something wrong. I feel like that. But I resist the devil. Our book says resist Satan and he will flee. So when that feeling of shame comes up on me, or when they try to make me feel ashamed because I don't have my face covered, I say, Satan, I rebuke you in the name of Yahuwah. You're a lie. You're a liar. You're the father of a lie. And all that spiritual warfare, all that spiritual wickedness that's coming off of those who choose to judge us. Because we have the faith of the Most High. We believe that Yah is going to protect us. We don't need to cover ourselves up and hide ourselves, from one another. Because they said that somehow or another, hiding your face is going to make you safe. Hiding your face ain't going to make you anything but covered. And covering what? Covering what? Now this is where I'm going to get some thumb downs on this video, I'm sure. And I'm okay with that. Hiding what? Your shame. Your shame to not conform. The shame to be seen as a non-conformist. Your shame to not be criticized or ostracized. After all, at the end of the day, you want to be accepted by strangers and enemies of your flesh. And I did say enemies of your flesh because of your spirit. That's why Satan attacked the lesser of the two. Not the lesser in terms of humanity, but the lesser of the two in terms of the role that we play in society from a creative standpoint. Equal in everything, but not equal in all things as it relates to natural things. Okay? And that's, again, let me move away from that because this is not about that. It's not about the greater or the lesser amount. This is about evil versus good. No, I'm not going to cover my face. And for all of you guys who have taken that stand and not covering your face, I say praise Yah. And don't let them intimidate you. Don't let them force you to feel ashamed of taking an appropriate stand. We are on this earth to interact. The scripture tells us don't forsake the gathering of the brethren and sisters, does it not? So how can we truly say we're not forsaking one another when we can't even be within 6 feet of one another? And then if we are, we still have to have our faces covered. Covering ourselves from one another. All covering is shame. The reason why Yah put clothes on our bodies, he put the lambs on Adam and Eve. Because they were ashamed, they were naked. So he had to kind of help them out. But it was a curse. It wasn't a blessing. Covering is a curse. It's not a blessing. Although it's necessary now because the earth has turned against us. Because we turned against Yah. So from Adam to now we have to cover things up. Because why? We don't want to see people to see our shame. Not all of us, but many of us. Even the clothing that you wear is a covering because you don't want people to see your shame. And it's not shame. Your body is made perfectly. But yet that perfect body can be a curse to everyone around you because it can generate a spirit of lust. Right? A spirit of envy. Quite frankly, it can cause others to think wicked thoughts. So therefore we cover up. We have to cover up the shame so that our body is not used as a temptation for others to fall before Yah into wickedness. But now they want to convince us, you follow me, to cover your face. Because your face has to be covered because you're going to kill somebody. Shame on you. Well, no, I say shame on you for not having faith and not trusting the Most High. No, I'm not covering my face. And yes, do I get tempted to do it? I'm sure, just like Adam was tempted. But the only thing the difference between me and Adam succumbed. I'm not going to succumb. I'm not going to I'm not going to allow myself to be consumed by the spirit of shame. I'm not going to allow myself to feel somehow or another I'm less than because I don't walk around with all of this covered up. Look at this. Who are you? Adam, where art thou? Adam. Adam. Who told you were naked? Adam. Where are you? Versus this. Here I am. Here I am, Yah. And I say the same thing to each and every one of you who are listening to this. Who are you and where are you and what are you doing? Who told you that you had to cover your face? In other words, who told you that you were naked? Who told you that somehow or another that, when Yah come in your presence, you got to be hiding behind fig leaves? So no one can see your shame. In other words, so nobody can make you feel bad. So nobody can die because of your presence. People die every day, and they're going to continue to die every day until the return of Yah. And not only that, but now the enemy, because he has got so many of us to succumb to this fear, that now we have become a target of this lie, the carriers of the coronavirus. Don't worry about how they look. They can look healthy and they can look strong, but they still carrying it. They're asymptomatic. Therefore, and plus they're medically underserved. And look how they're dying. Look how the African is dying, so-called them. African American is dying. He's dying disproportionately. The strongest bodies on this planet are dying disproportionately. The strongest made bodies on this planet is dying disproportionately. In other words, the strongest bodies are dying, disproportionate to all these weaker, lesser bodies. I mean, we got people on this planet that can't stand in the sun for 10 minutes without having serious issues. We can stand in the sun all day long. We'll get a little darker. That little melanin would get a little shine to it, but we'll be just fine. And yet now, somehow or another, the things, nature hates us so much that it has not only identified us, that it has singled us out. That is a lie from the pits of hell, my brothers and sisters. And again, I know some of you guys say, no, you don't understand. You got to wear the mask because it's scientifically proven that if you wear the mask, other people are not going to get sick. What science? What science? I'm just asking a fair question. Okay, I'm just asking you, what science? What did you study? I'm talking about this research that you did. When you did your research, you follow me, how far back did you go? And when they said that, the mask is something that has always protected people from viruses and diseases, and here's the data on it. This percentage of individuals who had the mask on survived. This percentage of individuals who didn't wear the mask, they died. This percentage of the people who were around people unmasked, they infected others. This percentage of people who did not, I'm talking about, give me some data. Because I know you did your research, because after all, you're following the directions to make sure that you keep others safe. I'm sure you've done your research, right? 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 I did mine. And my research comes back to tell me wearing that mask causes toxins to go back into your body. And those toxins will affect your respiratory system. And if you do that for a long enough period of time, like, this coming winter, the coronavirus is going to go rampant. And it's going to destroy everybody who has respiratory problems. I mean, think about it. One of the things, our nostrils, noses. We've always been criticized for the big, here's where some of you might get angry, but I'm going to use this word, but I'm using it only for dramatics, okay? I'm not using it because I associate with it, and surely you don't. But, them niggas always got those big old nose, niggas got those big old lips. So we got these big nose and these big lips, using their little nasty, filthy word. You know what I'm saying? The Hebrew Israelite was blessed with big nose. The Hebrew Israelite was blessed with big lips, big mouths, because they take in more oxygen. You follow me? Because they're stronger. It gives them more endurance, right? So let's get these Hebrew Israelites, these dumb N-words, to cover themselves up. Let's get them nice and weak. And then when we roll this second phase of this virus out, we're going to wipe them out. Oh, so many of them. I know that sounds like a conspiracy theory. To me, it sounds like the work of the devil. It sounds like what Satan told that other person that was in that garden on that particular day. Oh, you're not going to truly die. Yah knows that the day you eat of this, you're going to have knowledge and wisdom, and you're going to be like him. And, and that person, said, yeah, okay, that sounds like about right. And so they let knowledge supersede, the word. See, our word says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Not trust in man, who is led by the wicked one, led by Satan. You know, we talked about this, thoughts, ideas, suggestions. That's exactly how Satan had tempted the lesser of the two and used something that Adam saw as the most precious thing that he possessed. Although Adam had control of all the land, he had dominion of all of the earth. And I mean all of the earth. He named everything that was named on the earth. And all those things was under his submission. But there was one thing he loved more than all of those things. And that was the gift that was taken from his body, by Yah, I might add, to be his helper. By Yah decree, I might say. And that thing that he cherished so much, the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. And that's what he succumbed to. But unfortunately, he did not realize that she had succumbed to the wicked one. And then he had to find a covering that was far less than the covering he already had with Yah. Yah came to visit him in the cool of the evening, as the scriptures say, looking, Adam, Adam, where art thou? Here I am, Lord. Where are you, Adam? I'm hiding because I'm naked. Who told you were naked, Adam? Who told you to cover your face, Adam? Who told you to stay away from your brothers and sisters 6 feet or more, Adam? Who told you that you're going to make the elderly sick, Adam? Who told you that black people are disproportionately being affected, Adam? Who told you that, Adam? Was it Yah? Because he didn't tell me that. So I don't know what you were listening to, Adam. I was listening to the word. I was listening to the word written by those who were inspired by Yah to keep me informed, to keep me on the right path, to keep me on the safe path. Who were you listening to, Adam? Hebrew Israelite? Because it wasn't Adam. I'm sorry. Oh, praise Yah. If it wasn't the voice of Yahweh, then you have to step back and reassess what you're doing. Did Yahweh tell you to stay away? Did Yahweh tell you to stay inside? Did Yahweh tell you to cover your face? Did Yahweh tell you to be ashamed? Did Yahweh tell you to be afraid of what others might say? Did Yahweh tell you that? Does not Revelation 21, I think 8, says that the unbelieving, the fearful, matter of fact, it says first the fearful would not have their part in the kingdom, that the fearful would have their part in the lake of fire that burned it with brimstone, and that and where your torment would not be quenched forever and ever, because you were fearful, you were afraid. I'm not afraid, Adam, my Adam brothers and sisters. Why? Because I already know the consequences of my fear if I let that fear have dominion over me, as Adam did. The first Adam. The second Adam came to set us free, Yeshua. So how can you be free and in bondage at the same time? Yah is not the author of confusion. So either you're free or you're in bondage. But you decide that for yourself. I'm just speaking, bringing forth the word. As our forefather Joshua said in Joshua 24:15, y'all do whatever y'all want to do. But as for me and my house, we're going to obey Yah. And I ain't wearing no damn mask. And I'm not staying 6 feet away from anybody. They run, let them run. They look down on me, look down their nose at me. Who gives a damn? I'm looking down my nose at your conformance behind and asking you, who told you you were naked? Talk to you later.